Lately, I've been living a horror lifestyle. I make my dementia-ridden grandma wake me up with a punch to my dick every morning to scare myself beyond reason. And then I load up James Charles videos and scream my fucking mind out. Finally, when I'm about to go to bed, I turn on 3 true scary stories on YouTube. Excited, I quickly turn off my lights and let my grandma out of her cage and tell her to stand by. The video begins. I am so excited, but as I watch, my horny smile dwindles into a horny frown. These true stories are nothing but a scam! I slam the door to my grandma's cage with her in it, and I throw the nighttime blanket on it in a furious rampage. I proceed to punch the third and final hole in my door, absolutely destroying the structural integrity and value of my home. These stories are hardly ever real. To me, when these channels lie right in the title, it comes off as a little disrespectful. It is probably the easiest thing in the world to make a horror story, but the word true implies that there is another scary layer to these stories. When something is real or true, it becomes like the saying, it's funny because it's true. Hearing stories about real life incidents have this unnerving sort of feeling, and that is the only reason people click on these videos. I'm gonna show you a video and let you decide for yourself. Just because I don't want to get sued by a guy who animates with his non-dominant hand, I'll give you the name of the channel right smack here. Let's give it a go. So starting off with this video. Right off the bat, the man making these stories is playing it safe. Making a true story about a dream or sleep paralysis is impossible to disprove. But if you know Wansee, my boy, he is playing with his anus right now, just thinking about how nobody can prove him wrong. Well, buddy boy, I'm here, I'm queer, get used to me because I'm gonna disintegrate you. Next story of the 3. It is titled, The Reason I Love Cuckolding. The story goes something like this. A woman is seen from their car walking into a reservoir. The dad steps on the gas and brings her to her house and tells her to get inside her house. Every year, 4 people die there, and she didn't know if it was a person or a ghost. This story is so easily disproved, it is baffling. So a reservoir is a man-made lake, by the way, so yeah, it's not important, but just listen to me, okay? When I look up 4 deaths a year at a reservoir, the only thing that comes up is the tragic deaths of Indian selfiers who tried to get a good Insta post. 6 fell in and drowned, but 2 of them made it out, making it a tragic loss of 4 people. Okay, just looking at that number, it might seem like this could be true, but Wansee, I'm a couple steps ahead. My brain is made from like 3 or 4 of your brains. There is no lake or reservoir in the world that averages 4 deaths exactly a year. Most places have more deaths, sadly enough. It's very hard to find actual numbers for every lake, but I'm absolutely certain that 4 exactly a year is impossible, which already destroys your statement. I don't know if people send you these stories or what, but you should probably think about pulling that stick out of your ass and start fact-checking this shit. And by the way, the gas pedal is on the right! This is left. And this is right. Sorry, I just don't know how you would get that wrong. And why, if a person just walked into the lake, you would just blast off? What if that person was suicidal and it could have been a preventable loss? You just assumed it was a ghost? What if I assumed everyone was a fucking ghost? Sorry guys, I can't go to Panera Bread with you. I'm pretty sure the cashier is a ghost! You see how fucking stupid that sounds? Obama bin Laden says it best. And the next story doesn't really need to be watched. It's not a good story, and as much as I want to call it out for being fake, I can't really, cause this could have happened. I searched around and people fall and die on ice all the time, so it's not out of the realm of thought. However, these kids just fucking look at the dead kid like, what? You're not gonna try and bring his feeble ass back to life? What are you doing? Anyway, I have 2 more segments planned, and I debated on even writing this section. I'll do it quick and dirty. There's a tent in the woods, the kids check it out. Demon inside, oh god, run. One now struggles with alcoholism, and the other hung himself after not being able to take the stress of the events that unfolded. And after this morbid and sad story, the man just hits us with this.
And Marty and I just happened to be at the wrong place, at the wrong time.
This is the only reason I wanted to show this video at all. The man, Wansee, has the audacity to tell this story about suicide and just hits us with, listen to K-pop. You've got to be some kind of animal to do this. A straight gangsta slash pimp. I'm not sure whether to be insulted or impressed, but either way it gives me a chuckle. We don't really need to watch any more of these to figure out that they are as fake as the female orgasm. It's sort of a guilty pleasure of mine to watch these videos. Some channels do it right and don't necessarily put true in the title because there are like 6 real horror stories on the fucking planet. To show how easy it would be to make up one of these stories, I'm gonna create my own true horror story. I am almost not willing to tell this story. It was that traumatizing. Okay, here goes. It was late into the night. I could barely see outside my bedroom window. The only thing that gave me any light was my computer, and it was dim at that. I was just up watching some X videos, and I was about to finish up when I got a text from my boyfriend. He said, "Hey, would you want to come over tonight? My parents are gone." Thinking about how I was about to score some pipe, obviously I said yes. But thinking back, I never, ever should have left the safety of my house. I didn't have a car at the time, but I figured since he was only a couple miles away, I could just go by foot. I grabbed my wheelchair, and I lifted my cum-caked body into it. I rolled out into the living room and told my mom I was going to a friend's house. She said she loved me and gave me a push a little too hard, and I fell on the floor. She said she was sorry, but the 3 wine bottles on the counter said otherwise. Other than that, the ride there was pleasant enough. It was pretty much all downhill, so I only had to be terrified most of the time. As the hill flattened out and I lost most of my speed, I knew something was wrong. Then somebody stabbed me in the neck and I died.